So, hide it.
That it is our joy to see you progress and to become whatever you want to become. Thank you very much for being here.
Ghana's new ambassador to Spain, Custom Scenario. Hey, put your hands together for her. In due course, we will introduce her. She's part of the dignitaries for today's function. But I'm saying, this is a piece of disclaimer. Doc says I have forgotten him. Please, I have not forgotten him. Indeed, he's been my lecturer. And how many of you have sat in this class before? Study of religions, I mean, philosophy of astute scholar, and it was always a pleasure interacting with him. Please put your
Anthem. Our anthem inspiring. That alone makes you know that this is a real party. I can't understand why anybody will sing an anthem and says the elephant is a winning symbol. Thank you very much. I want to begin by saluting all the personalities on the high table. I want to express my prayer and my hope that where some of us have reached, many of you will reach even higher. Even higher. And that is what it is I want to communicate today. I want your generation to aspire for more. I want your generation to aspire for more. I want there to be a restlessness in your souls. And let me begin by saying that I was privileged to be the very first, at the time we call it chairman of the NDC on this campus. The very first one. Great privilege. And that was in the year 1992. The very first election that was done in the fourth Republican Constitution. And I can tell you my story. I was actually not even a member of the NDC. I was just a passionate lover of Jerry John Robbins. So when I arrived that year of election 92, when I arrived on campus, I saw a lot of NPP people moving around left, right, and center, showing their symbols, shouting, "Eishi, Eishi," and I'm like, what's going on? And then I saw that no, hardly anybody had the courage to identify with the NDC. So I used to wonder, but why NPP people all over the place, and NDC you hardly see anyone? So I think it wasn't long, man. A day or two, I'm like, what's going on? This is becoming too much. So I decided, let me find out. So I saw somebody, he had a little NDC badge on his chest. So I asked him that, where did you get this one? So he got it at Kokomeme, near Paloma. And I said, yeah, what is that place? He said, that's where the NDC office was. So I decided I'm going to go to that place. So back in time, we used to move across and we took our trotro, and when you walk down, after the gate, you turn right. So I joined one trotro and to circle, I lighted up Paloma and I asked, where's the NDC office? They showed me the NDC office. And that day, when I went into that office, first time I was in the office, I went and I looked for every paraphernalia that could be obtained. From the umbrella to the shirt. Then at that time we had like a bag. Then you have what you call the badge. And from that day, all the way to, at that time we had the first election November 3. And the second was supposed to be December 3. Of course, the December 3 NPP ran away from it. So it happened to only be November when we did the presidential. So from that day to November 3, every single day, all I did on this campus was to wear the NDC paraphernalia. And the reason I did that was simple. Simply to give courage to many on this campus who believed in the NDC, who believed in what Jerry John Rollins had done, but simply were too afraid to show that they belonged to a party that was worth fighting and dying for. What am I trying to tell you? That you must. That was a signal. In this little country, west coast of Africa, at the time known as the land of God, the gold coast, was chosen to lead. And not only did we lead as far as independence is concerned, we also unfortunately provided leadership by when it came to starting to make moves. The very year after independence, 1958, started the first coup attempt in the whole of Africa. And guess who were behind that? The NPP family. They set into motion the process of coup making. So all the many years when you hear them saying that coups are wrong, military dictatorships are wrong, anything that has to do with anti-democratic attempts are wrong, that's who they are. They quickly forget the wrong things they do. But the point I'm making is that we have a destiny ahead of us. And that destiny requires that you, especially the young generation, you were in charge of this resetting agenda. NDC's victory was a youth victory. The reset agenda was a youth agenda. It's your restlessness against what you saw being done to our country over the last 8 years. The desire that there must be a change. This is not acceptable. That is what brought the massive victory. It tells you that somehow you have been positioned to be in a place where this reset must be led. John Mahama is simply the leader, and you are supposed to be the driving force of it. And the driving force requires that you yourself start to take greater responsibility. I'm asking for a change of mindset because if you do exactly what your grandparents and your parents and your senior brothers and sisters have done, trust me, 30 years will come and it will be the same conversation again about Ghana trying, coming out, going out, and coming out. And we can actually take this to a whole new level if you can appreciate the opportunity that you are being given in order for you to be on a different trajectory for the sake of this beautiful country. One of the things I'm going to ask of you is simple. Often remember, not just love this country, but pray for this country. I can tell you, on this campus, when I was the chairman of the NDC, I was also at the same time the prayer secretary in the University Christian Fellowship at the time. I used to call it GAFES or SCF. And as University Christian Fellowship prayer secretary, the only prayer that if I'm leading prayer is the main thing we pray about is Ghana. So right from this campus, the love for nation, the love for continent was massive. I hope to God that many of you will have the same love for this nation right from here. The biggest problem on this continent is that we love ourselves so much and love our nation so little. And if you keep that, this country, this continent is going nowhere. Because any group of people who always place their individual well-being ahead of their national well-being is a group that is going nowhere. That's why I began by asking you, do you understand the anthem you sing? Arise, arise for Ghana. All patriots on the land. It should not be a song that you just sing. Your heart must believe it. You must embody that. And that should affect everything you do. It's not the level of hypocrisy. When people talk about I love my country, but in their heart, they don't care one hoot about country. They care only about themselves and their small family and how much they can make for themselves at the expense of nation. So you have a political class that has become the greatest hypocritical class. I don't want you growing up in that same politics. And that reminds me of, let's just say, a joke that I heard the first time on this campus. We came for a political program on the NDC. One of our seniors decided to tell us about how sometimes politics just become a deception of the people. So let me give you that joke. You see, there were 4 groups of insurance companies. They went trying to pitch in order to get business. So the first one came and said, "Oh, our insurance policy is so wonderful that it can insure you from the time you are born to the time you die." You see, the policy can insure you from birth to death. So the other person decided that, hey, how am I going to go about this one? This guy is insuring the people from birth to death. And he has to come upon some very smart policy. Otherwise, the business has spoiled for him. And that, unfortunately, is what our politics became for the most part. So he said, you know what? My policy is better. We can actually do better than from birth to death. We can insure you from the womb to the tomb. From the womb to the tomb. You have to go through the womb before you are born, right? So you say, I can do better. Then the third insurance company came and said, you know what? The first one said from birth to death. The second one said from the womb to the tomb. But we are better. We actually can give you insurance from the time you were a sperm to the time you become a worm. Now the fourth one, and I'll tell you the name of the fourth one, that's the NPP. NPP Akufuadu Baumia insurance policy. Then when he came, look at all the 3 and say, what? The first one said from birth to death. The second said from the womb to the tomb. The third one said from the sperm to the worm. We tell you that we can do better than all 3. We actually can give you insurance from the time your father had an erection to the time you will have a resurrection. From erection to resurrection. Now, this is a joke, but it tells you about what our politics became ahead of recent. It's simply a politics as to who can promise more. Why? Because the people are considered to be naive. They are considered to be not intelligent. They are gullible. So you just promise anything. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. So that's why somebody came to you and said, "Oh, we are going to give you one in every district, 1 factory. In every village, 1 dam. Every constituency, $1 million. It just promised the people. I hope to God that your generation will not be that kind of politics. Don't. If some people even in NDC are your inspirers, and that is the kind of policy they believe in, you have chosen wrong inspirers. Because this political party was not born through a founder who was a liar. In fact, the whole of 92 and the whole of 96, he never mounted a platform to even make any promise, I'm going to do this for you, vote for me. Never. This whole politics of promises started after him. And it came because, as usual, the erection to resurrection people made so much noise in 92, made so much noise in 96, that the end of 96, when we lost power in 2000, our people started thinking, I know you also have to start trying to get better than the erection to resurrection political party. And that's how our politics started degrading into becoming a political rivalry as to who can lie more and who can promise more. Not who has the integrity, the honesty, and the capacity to simply do what is right for people and even tell people the truth, even if that truth is uncomfortable. We want you to understand that this nation is so important. So we want you to remember not just to pray for this country, but also remember to embody those values that will make this country great and strong. One of the reasons why we are not doing very well as a people, and I want you young people to appreciate, is that we believe that difficulties are to be complained about. Almost everywhere you go in Africa, the biggest people who lament and moan and complain are the people of Africa. Nobody likes difficulty. But difficulties are meant to be solved. And all of us have abilities to be able to find solutions. But in Africa, no, when there's a problem, there's a time to find somebody to blame. Have you guys noticed that in Africa people don't die? In Africa, almost everybody who dies must have been killed by somebody. Have you noticed that? When somebody died, the first question is, who killed him? Either some witch, or his grandmother, or some friend, or somebody who is envious of him, or somebody who wanted. Somebody must kill you in Africa. You don't just die. Let me tell you why that is detrimental to the transformation of any society. You see what? If you have a society where the first instinct is to blame someone, that society will never have the capacity to find solutions. The people who find solutions are people who are constantly looking for what are the possible answers. So let me give you a typical scenario, and I'm not saying this because I'm trying to take down Africans. These truths must be understood, otherwise the reset is impossible. The reset is what? Impossible. But if you young people in NDC can start appreciating the need for different levels of mindsets and values, this reset becomes feasible. My name is Fee, so anytime I use feasible, you should understand. Just you believe that there is always possibilities. Not the Baumia type, but the feasible possibilities. The gold can be aggregated, and if we can find a way in which we can export that gold and bring back the foreign resources into our economy, that becomes the salvation of our currency. And this is simply new thinking. That's what I'm saying. This solution, you young people, if only you believe in yourself, you have capacity to find even greater solutions than this to every problem that is facing this country. This is just one strand of thinking that brings about stability to currency. I can tell you, there are several even better ideas that if only you will stop lamenting, complaining, blaming A and B and C and start telling yourself that no matter what the problems may be, there are solutions and I want to find those solutions. You can become the means and we can bring a total of nation, a commitment to do what is right for our people. Let the competition not be NPP, because unfortunately, NPP, the bar is low. Let your competition be the need for going to that next level of excellence every step of the way. I love being on this campus. I'm grateful to all the lecturers. I was in the economics department, I was in the philosophy department, I was in the psychology department. I love all of them. And all the lecturers who have done a great job. Did I tell you, the greatest thing that happened to me on this campus was a book I read. And I read this book the very first week I entered this campus. And that book was not part of the curriculum. It was a book written by a great American. His name is Napoleon Hill. I pray to God that every single one of you can get the book of Napoleon Hill and read it. And I pray that this nation can understand those principles, because I tell you, we can transform this country and make this country and truly create a strong nation just on the back of basic principles. And that is my prayer for NDC. Not simply to be happy that somehow we beat NPP in the elections, but that we can have millions of young people like you whose mindset is a mindset that loves country. And beyond loving country, you have what you call the creativity, the belief, the passion to bring about transformation, not just to yourself, but to your country and also to this beautiful country. That is what NDC should truly be about. NDC, before the election, we had a small team of people that every Friday at 11:11 we pray for Ghana. We do it for just a minute. Every Friday at 11:11 we just envision Ghana and we say, let Ghana become truly great and strong. We envision the things we want to happen for our country. And exactly on the 7th of this party in this country, NPP has sought to bring a philosophy that was simply about, if we can get it, nobody must get it. So NPP think about themselves first and the nation second. NDC should be the nation first, and when the nation is okay, we get what we want as a result when the nation becomes great. So if there's anything I want to make an appeal to you